People expect a lot of padding.
Yeah.
Well, there is not a lot of padding.
You know it's going to hurt. Your hope is that it won't harm you long term.
If someone thinks that I belong in a little box on a mantelpiece, or, you know, to be quiet and sit in a corner, that's their prerogative. I'll just focus on what I want, you know.
I might have gotten myself in over my head. How did I get here, you ask? I will show you in a minute.
Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know I need someone. Help!
Katharina, Francie, they're from Aktuell. They're going to be filming.
We're in East London because I heard about this all-women's wrestling show called Eve, and they'll perform here tonight. Emily and her husband Dan, who, yes, is wearing his wife on his t-shirt, started the show 14 years ago.
It's women doing whatever the hell they want, is what I always say, and just giving them the stage.
That's what we like.
Yes.
I can see how there would be a lot of like stigma towards women's wrestling because you see more men. Like, I don't know, when I think about it, it's the, you know, the American show.
So
of the
heavily male dominated, and I hate it now because you hear a lot of the people in charge of the bigger companies and they'll say, well, it takes time to do that. No, it doesn't. You're in charge of the show. You've got amazing talent. You could just give them the similar stories, let the audience bond with them, show them how amazing these performers are. There isn't a style of wrestling called women's wrestling. There are women who wrestle, and they do all the same things the men could do.
And that's exactly what they do.
we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. You throw them at me.
Yeah. This one, I don't even know what she did, but
Oh my god, can we?
She grabs it by the...
But keep doing it, just keep doing it. Are you scared at all?
Yeah. I'm terrified.
Because that looks scary.
It's me taking it.
Okay.
Are you afraid now?
I'm a little afraid. Oh my god. I don't know how they can do it. Would you do it?
No, I don't think so.
It's so cool though. Like, just imagine you can, oh yeah, I can see this person falling down and then I'll just do it. Like,
So crazy.
badass.
You can't really tell by looking at them now, but Emily and her women wrestlers have had to fight a lot worse than each other to get where they are today.
When we first started E 14 years ago, people would refuse to take the posters. They'd say it was a sex show. People refused our flyers. They wouldn't take the posters. When I used to call newspapers to say what we were up to, they'd hang up on me. They'd literally laugh and hang up. It was
Because like, oh, no one wants to see that. Or
yeah, no one wants to see that, or they think it's a kink thing. Mud and oil were the first things that I used to have.
Where's the jelly?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was emailing you and we were talking about filming, and the first thing you said was like, oh, I just want to ask that you don't overly sexualize the performers. And that made me so sad when I read that. So is this something you have experienced a lot?
Yes, sadly. We always monitor. Sometimes it could be an accident where people are thinking they're filming the move and they're only seeing the move. What they're not seeing is that they've mainly filmed the crotch.
Yeah.
One photo shoot we did, the people wanted like headlocks and stuff like that done.
Yeah.
And he was taking the pictures and he's like, now girls, if you can like smile, if you can act a bit playful with it. And I just I cut them off. I was like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
It's not, that's showing something that we are not.
Your music hits, you come out, you ain't gonna see Daddy ever again. Daddy, that ain't my real dad.
I've had crowd members maybe make a comment about my ass or something, or maybe stuff that you can't hear, but like a family member's in the crowd and they say, oh, they were saying this. But I've not really had it at Eve at all. Like Eve's very supportive because everyone's here. Like I just think it's usually the intergender shows where there'll be like the token women's match, and then most people that have come to see the wrestling, they just think it's a sexualized thing. And so some guys, if they're getting a bit drunk or something, they'll think they're funny and make comments. But on shows like this, like you are paying specifically to come and see women's wrestling. So like anybody that tries to sexualize it, like why would you do that?
Emily and Dan produce these shows together. Dan says his strong suit is storytelling, so he talks to the performers just hours before the show to figure out what exactly it is going to look like. What I didn't know, the ending of the match is predetermined, but how they get there is up to Dan and the wrestlers themselves. Amazingly, they just make it up on the spot.
Oh, you're right, we could do some nice drama. It's a really good story, and I love the idea of it. I just want to make sure that, like, and I really think there's something in the visual that you guys have described and, you know, come up with the idea of you almost sacrificing yourself. Can you make yourself cry?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Because, yeah, if we can get... I'm a big... My people are always like, what do you look to achieve from, you know, your audience? And I'm like, a load of people like want to pop their crowds, and I want to make people cry.
While they're practicing, I'm trying to get used to the ring because I will be in it later too, but I do not want to be crying.
I can see how it's nice to fall into the ring, you know? Just be like, have something to fall back on. It's less nice if you have to fall on this, because this is really hard. It's really hard. I can see how that would hurt.
Especially if there are props involved.
What are you doing?
There's some really sharp corners on the spear, so I'm just taking them over so they're in safe. Because we're having a weapons match. If someone gets hit in this, it's gonna hurt. We've also got a metal chain. And of course, a trash can.
And this is what it looks like during a fight. A few hundred people come to watch these shows each time, men and women. Although today I'm noticing mostly men in the audience. If you think this is all fake, think again.
Here you go. These are the chairs. I thought I'd bring one over so you can get a feel of it.
But that's a real chair.
Yeah, it's a real chair. We just literally went and bought it. In fact, yeah, well, not that side, because you've got the ridges and everything this side. You want to ideally want to go this way because it's nice and flat.
Yeah.
So you've got less chance of hitting on the side. But yeah, everyone assumes that all the weapons in wrestling are fake or, you know, prop. They're not, and they can't be, because it's a close-up show.
Yeah.
If you're using stuff that's not real, your audience, you know, so you have to use, and then you have to try to create a method that makes it as safe as what you can. Hence why, if you're going to use it, don't swing it this way, because that's going to create more damage, because it's going to be a smaller impact, smaller force on a point. Whereas this side, I mean, it's going to suck.
That'll hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the biggest misconception about wrestling. It's the difference between like hurt and harm.
Yeah.
You know it's going to hurt. Your hope is that it won't harm you long term.
I mean, what if I mean, you're trying to aim with this, but what if this is quite...
That's, if you hit with that is the reason why we have paramedics on site.
I can barely lift this.
No, you're good. We don't need this. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I won't harm you. I might hurt you.
You have to be a special kind of psychopath to do this job. We did a match a couple months back, and there was drawing pins, barbed wire, and it was real, like they were bleeding all over. Like, we had to get rid of the canvas because the canvas was just soaked in blood. Oh, and it makes it sound like it's like, you know, some sort of bloodthirsty human cockfighting, but it's not. It was all part of a story. You know, the two people that actually did the match, they're real life best friends.
Yeah.
And there were people literally like crying in the audience, not from like fear, but crying from emotion when the match ended. Yeah. Because it's not like you just randomly do that match. When you do these kind of matches where there's weapons involved, it's because these characters have been at each other's throats, and this thing's got so personal for so long that a normal match isn't enough.
Yeah.
That's dangerous shit right there, because she had hold of her arms while she had...
Oh my God.
Yes, we nearly got a harm moment right there.
Thankfully, only nearly. Mainly because these people know what they're doing, and it takes a lot of training to get to that point.
Hello.
This is something I talked to Debbie about while she's getting herself into character. Luckily for me, also something that takes a lot of time.
When did you decide that you wanted to do wrestling? How long did it take for you?
Well, I watched it since I was a kid, and then I was living in America, and it was very popular there. And they told me about a school in Ireland, that's where I'm from. And I came home, joined the school, and that was 8 years ago. So I've been training there and working as a wrestler since. So
is it a full-time job?
No, you'll rarely find someone that's kind of doing it full time. It's kind of more so something that you could do Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Although there are some places you can do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It just depends on the area and stuff like that. In Ireland, the wrestling scene is quite small, so that's why I come over here. So there's more options.
But you still live in Ireland?
Yes.
Oh wow. Yeah, okay, so you came today?
Yes, so I was up at 3 a.m. at the airport for 4 a.m. on my flight for 6 a.m. came here.
Sorry, if you don't mind me asking, like, what do you get paid for this?
It depends. So it's kind of a taboo subject. Nobody really discusses it just because everyone's personal, you know, what they deem themselves to be worth is different. But I suppose most professionals will be anywhere between, you know, the 150 plus mark. But again, at the end of the day, you should be, you know, paid a fair fee, because if something happens tonight, if someone gets injured, you should at least be able to cover the costs of, you know, that injury.
And things can go wrong. I mean, looking at scenes like this one makes me think it's a miracle that things don't go wrong more often. And if you get bruised or injured, you'll most likely still have to go to work on Monday.
Now, what do you think? Would you watch wrestling? Would you even do it yourself, maybe? Tell us in the comments.
I wonder what Zizi and Sophie's parents think about their career choice. They're only in their early 20s, and at least for now, this is their main job.
They thought I would just do it for like 2 months and then quit, but we're still here 5 years later, so I don't think I'm going to quit anytime soon. But yeah, they were super supportive, even though they didn't know what it was, and I had to explain it to all of my family members at least 50 times. But yeah.
Are they scared that something might happen to you?
100%. My dad especially is terrified. When they've come and watched it, they loved it, but my dad was always really scared. Especially on a match like today where we've got like weapons and stuff, they're like, oh, don't get hurt, don't do anything stupid, and it's like, we're definitely going to do something stupid.
Oh, my family loved wrestling growing up anyway, so I grew up into it, and they weren't surprised. They were just like, oh, well, yeah, like there was nothing else I really wanted to do. Obviously you have backup plans and all of that, but wrestling is always the dream and the end goal. So they've all been so supportive, so I'm very lucky, very lucky.
It looks like she's bleeding on her back.
Why hurt yourself? This is something I asked myself a lot during this shoot. Well, I'm going to find out, I guess.
Katrina! It's time to wrestle, come on! We won't bite. Oh, we won't bite, maybe.
Take my shoes off?
Yes, please, yes. Respect the ring.
I'm a little scared.
It's no need to be scared, we're gentle.
It's so gracious. So
very
gracious.
elegant, very elegant. Right, so we're going to go over one of the basics in wrestling, which is a headlock. My hand's going to go here, that hand goes here, there. Then your other hand goes here,
there.
Mine goes here, yeah? Do you want to take the headlock first?
Which foot is forward?
So left foot forward,
okay.
That's it. So I'm just going to knock this hand away.
Yes.
And all you're going to do is take a step forward.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
And then I'll let you do it to me.
Okay.
So that's only fair.
Yes.
Okay? Ready?
Yeah.
So knock that one round, step forward, step this side, just over here, and then lean, there we go. Boom.
Okay. Why would you want to hurt yourself?
So it's not, pain is probably the worst. It's like it's an unfamiliar feeling at the beginning, right? So it's kind of, I wouldn't say pain, it hurts afterwards. When you're doing it, you feel great because it's passion. Yeah. We're all passionate, we love wrestling, we want to be, you know, signed to big companies, and the discomfort you feel when you learn it disappears because the more you do it, the less it hurts.
And then you feel kind of invincible because if you, you know, if you can do that,
100%,
then what can't you do?
Exactly.
Okay, I think I get it now. And now it's my turn to dish out some pain and put Sky in a headlock.
I didn't hurt you, right?
No, never, never.
I don't know what I was thinking. Of course I couldn't hurt her. When Sky is on stage as her character Sexy Smithson, she encounters moves far more dangerous than my fake headlock. They all look invincible to me, but it turns out they do feel pain.
It hurts a lot.
It hurts a lot?
Yeah, it hurts a lot.
On your shoulders?
Or? Shoulders, like you'll see I'm red.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick with the headlock for now.
It was so much fun. I felt really strong and really empowered. It was really great. I know I didn't do much, but it was still great.
They're all chasing exactly that feeling. And still, you can see right before the show, they're all nervous. I wonder, are they nervous that they might forget the routine or their lines, or because of the pain they will feel in just a few seconds? I know what I am most nervous about, them getting hurt. They fight each other in the ring, but after the show they're back to being friends, almost like they've been entirely different people for the last 45 minutes.
I think there was like a tiny brief moment today when I did the headlock and I felt really good about myself and I was like, maybe I could do this, maybe I could get into this. But after what I've just seen with the props and the weapons and the violence, that was crazy. I mean, it's still so impressive. It's so many things at once. Like, it's a fight, it's a sport, it's acting, it's dancing. It's like beautiful and chaotic and also so violent at the same time. But I could never do it. I'm not tough enough. I know that for sure.
They tell me the feeling they get when the crowd cheers them on makes them forget all the pain. And you can see it in their faces. I guess some people climb mountains or go bungee jumping to seek the thrill, but these women's hobby is being superheroes.
If you want to see more great stuff, more great documentaries,